Hello, in this video we're going to look at how we edit the welcome section. So the point of the welcome section is to obviously welcome people to the website, to give them a little introduction about you and your products and your service and how you can benefit them. We've got the option to add an image. So again, think of an image which is going to get the customers excited. It's going to show them a little bit more about what you do, about your products or your service. To change this, it's just a case of clicking and then upload an image. And you can also add a link to your image as well. So if this was a picture of a product, you could actually link to that product in your store if you wanted to. Or perhaps if this was a picture of you and you wanted to link then to your about page where you go into more detail, you could do so. It's up to you whether or not you add an image. There's pros and cons. One of the advantages is that it will take people to where they can find out more information. One of the disadvantages is that you're taking them perhaps away from your site. So this is something for you to think about. And then here on the right-hand side of the page, we've got just the welcome message. So again, it's just a case of clicking and edit title and click and edit body. And you can also add a link here if you want to. Now, we want this message to get people interested. We don't want to sort of like give them too much information here because at the moment we're still trying to connect with them, engage with them and get them to want to scroll down through the site to learn more. So keep it sort of short and punchy, but just enough information that gets them interested and sort of entices them to scroll down and learn a bit more. If we go over to the right hand side of this slice section, you'll see that we have more settings that we can change. So we can change how the text is justified if we want to. So here we've got it justified to the left of the page. If I just move this, and you can see this will justify it to the right of the page or center it however we want it to appear. And we've also got different other settings. This is a slideshow, so I think I mentioned in the introduction that we're only using one image here. So while it's a slideshow, it's not actually slideshowing because there's only one image, but if I'd wanted to, I could actually have 2 or 3 images, and this could be a slideshow that rotates. So we can actually set it so it's got 5 seconds between slides or 3 seconds between slides. So you can choose how you want this, whether or not it's manual, or autoplay. So you can have one image or a whole selection of images here. And then the other thing that I want to show you is the different effects. So when somebody hovers over the image, it can have different effects. So it can, for example, grow or shrink or come in from the left, come in from the right. You can have a lot of fun with these. This is enter effect is when somebody when the image first arrives on the page, and hover effect is when someone hovers over it. So you can have 2 different effects here. The important thing is there's 2 important things. First of all, don't go crazy. We don't want people to be absolutely bombarded with all these sort of like animations and different effects. Use the effects to draw the visitor's eye to something that's really important. So you might not want to use this on all images, just on some images. You really, really want to stand out. And the second thing is to think about how all these things are going to act together. So if you've got one image which is going to have an enter effect, it's going to come in from the side on the left, and the next one is in on the right, and the next one's coming down from the top or something. It might be a bit overwhelming and it might be crazy. So think about the sort of the consistency and how you want this all to look on your site. But the best way to get a feel for this is actually just to change the effect and see what happens. And then the last section here, Pro. If you click on there, you will see we have different layout options at the top here. So at the moment, I've got the image, so that the image is on the left. If I change it here, I've got the image on the right. And if I change the center, I've got the image, so it's across the whole panel here with the text on the top. So I'm going to put it back to where it was. And then I've also got padding that I can offer, which is similar to the padding that we looked at in the previous video, where we can change the padding at the top and the bottom. We can add padding around the different elements. So for example, title spacing, if I just change this, you'll see that this is adding padding now to the top of the title. So in effect, that's pushing it down the page. I'll just reduce this to move it back up to where it was. So you can use the padding to adjust how elements look on the page, to move them up, move them down, to add more space around them. So this is how we change the welcome section of your Get to Know Me site.